Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and yeah, once again we are here for yet another R2D2 video, and this time we are continuing with this whole thing about reducing the track lift and using tinier cars and all of that. And yeah, last time I did a race, a MotoGP race, simply 10 laps around Catalonia. This time I'm gonna use this car with the season 7 grid, funnily enough. I can show you the stats, by the way. But yeah, we're gonna be using this car with season 7 grid. Don't ask me why it's called Sim here. I think this is a copy of a car class that I did that was like for sim races and stuff. But yeah, grip height, I don't think it should be 29. I don't know why it is 29 grip. Let's put it on 30. And yeah, we got the turn rate. I got turn rate on 27, so yeah, they have a bit more speed, so that we can play this with 79 difficulty, which once again I think it's the perfect one, around 79, 75. Might depend on the track or the car class or anything like that, but yeah, it is a difficult car, as you can see here. It's not the easiest one, but yeah, it should be fun. I think for me at least it is hella fun. So yeah, we're gonna be driving on this version of Zolder. Once again, I took it from Urist and just made the roll size. I think was on 80. Yeah, 80. The other one was on 75 on Catalonia, but this one I made it a bit larger. I think it's essential. Yeah, we're gonna do 3 laps. It's gonna be 20-minute race. Tire wear 0.25, only the soft, so that we don't need to change the pits. And yeah, I'm kind of waiting for Apple to post to also release the new updates where we can change the pit speed, which I believe he will at some point, but I don't know exactly when. But yeah, I did this race offline, and let me just tell you that it was brutal as hell. I started on pole, but then I immediately fell like down to the outside the top 10 because I was immediately like murdered by the freaking AI, and it was quite funny. But then I have quite an interesting race. I have to recover my way up back to the top, and I actually managed to win. I think will be interesting. Would have been interesting to record that race. Yeah, we're doing so bad. I think we have to get used to this track again. Cause yeah, I did this now with Hungaroring as well. Let's call it tinifying the track. And as you can see, like scale-wise, it's certainly not the real thing. Like not the real scale, but it gets closer to it, and it's certainly a lot better. And also see from like the lap times, it is certainly not remotely close to real life. But yeah, I'm being a bit cautious. That turn there, it's like the hardest one, I'd say. Really tight. You know, only P18, so very difficult qualifying session this time around. We have Noms. He's a Serenionate guy. Ah no, mistake. Shit. Guess we're gonna be starting from the back on this one. Absolutely different qualifying session. Jesus Christ, so bad we did. But yeah, looks like yeah, we're really starting on P18. Oh boy. So let's see the grid here. We got Noms in first, followed by the NTHs here. Interesting. We have the SCPs. We then have Opalon, Hyperion, Marian, Rams, Sobel. The LSA is really starting a bit low. And you can see all this season was a little bit dry in terms of like talented stuff. A lot of the big names did not show up. Like there's no JT, no Figo, no Buddha, no Hernandi. Hernandi was like showing up, but he was not good yet. I think he would sometime just show up as a reserve driver. I think he was a reserve for LSA, and then he got the main seat next season. And then Buddha showed up, I think, season 8 as well for the first time, but he was certainly not as good as he is nowadays. And yeah, then he was still far from JT and Figo. So yeah, this is how long season 7 was. We had in the Suicide, we have Hetmanek racing. Even Skip was racing back then. How long is it Skip racing Nero? I think last race was like season 12. I think it was, he did like that race in Korea, and that was it. But this was like his last full season or last season as a main driver. But yeah, we are starting quite far back behind the freaking videos. This is so bad. I'm literally in the senior team, for fuck's sake. Okay, he has an easy pass on your wrist. And yeah, this is of course a veteran. A lot of the drivers here are not even racing nowadays in the leagues. That's how much things have changed. Yeah, Hemanek, so said Pharaoh, he's the... How is it called? No, he has a different name, but he like shows up in... Maybe he's now called Pharaoh again, but yeah, he's that Polish guy that appears in the off-topic channel sometimes. I think it's Poliana or something. Okay, well, Palon doesn't race for quite a long time. Enigma, like, I think he returned at some point. He battled for the title against Figo. Rams, can see how he was my teammate at some point. He was quite good back then, but nowadays he's not exactly as strong as he used to be. We also have Sobel, of course, big veteran. Anti Noms was racing as Serenade. Also Promotions with his strongest season back then. Okay, we're up to P10 now. P9, so yeah, good recovery so far. Yeah, Sobel trying to go for the inside. Yeah, he's so dangerously fast on that chicken. But yeah, the AI weakness seems to be a tire wear where they just go off the track. Probably the car is way too understeery for them. So yeah, we will see what can we do here. Oh my god. We're on the outside. Can we pass Skip? Yes, we can. We have to be very, very careful now this part. Oh my god, we just managed to survive up to P6 already. Oh yeah, you can see how bad that qualifying was, because we are easily just gaining places in the race. And yeah. Oh, look how good this corner was. Also feel like the feeling of speed is so different here. Obviously the car is much faster than Formula Sports 2. It does have almost the double of speed, but I think here with this zoom, since I have to play with the very close zoom, I think, for instance, when we are like close to the curves or anything like that, feels like that since we are closer, like the sense of speed is a lot higher. As you can see, oh my god, Nom just dives on the inside, and now we do the same to him. Nicely done. Yeah, the AI just seems to have some weaknesses on this track. Okay, Mine Frias. We also have Hyperion, Hyper, Cosmo. Like Jesus Christ, it's a lot of different names. It's incredible actually when you stay on the grid long enough to just see it change quite a lot over time. Like, and then you just see like the older seasons and you're like, holy shit, this is so different nowadays. Like the grid dynamic, like who's at the front, who's at the back, and all of that. Like nowadays it's clearly like a top group. It was like me, Andy, Figo, GT. Like you'd always see one of these drivers on the podium. At least two of these drivers on the podium. I think that's been the case so far. At least two of these four drivers, you see them on the podium. So in Spain, yeah, in Spain it was me and Andy, with Corville being the winner. Yokohama it was Figo and me, with Sexy Digger in second. Then Lago it was Hernandi and JT with third being Figo, so that's 3 drivers in there. And then how was round 5? Oh, it was me and JT. And who finished third? Was it Hernandi? No, Hernandi wasn't there. Maybe it was like Corbin again in third or something like that. And yeah, or maybe it was Gather. It's possible, I don't know. I don't remember who was third in Nijani. And yeah, then we have this last race. Was yeah, it was Figo, me, and Hernani. Then who was in Kukute? It was yeah, I believe it. Oh yeah, it's so like Hernani, Figo, and JT. So all is nowadays it's 4 drivers, and you always see at least 2 of them in the podium, finishing in the podium. So yeah, this group has been extremely consistent so far, as you may have noticed. But yeah, back then it was me winning a lot of the times, like half the races. Then you have Pumushes being quite good, although not always on the podium. You also have Danny Mater, who was a bit inconsistent. He could like win races, but also he only raced half the season. But yeah, but he also could finish like P8 in a race, for example. Solo was quite bad at the start of the season, but then he practiced a little bit and was fighting for podiums towards the end. He also fight for the win in Zandvoort, for example. Noms would depend a lot on the race. Start of the season it was quite strong, but then with the introduction of costume car classes, because this was an historical season in that aspect, where it was the first season that had workshop tracks and all of that. And yeah, when we had these workshop tracks, like Noms started to fall a bit behind, but it was usually like top 6 at least. Then Ice was also interesting, usually at the podium, at least at the start of the season, and later on it was a bit different. Let's see, Cosmo and Hyperion were like top 10 drivers. They would like this was like the season where I think the line between Class A and Class B became pretty blurred. Like it disappeared pretty much, and drivers like Cosmo and Hyperion were the ones like challenging the bottom of Class A. Like so the likes of Anti, for instance. And yeah, then Marin Frias was quite fast, but sadly she had a lot of issues with FPS and all of that, so she ended up leaving, and yeah, we never got her true self here. The true Marin was not shown here due to the like issues. And yeah, then we had Anti, usually top 7, top 5. Also Rams was like very similar. Yeah, Cosmos like P8, P10 kind of driver. At the back it was like usually Goose and Suicide, with Hetman acting like usually last. And yeah, Skip, he had quite some good races, some of them ruined by lag, but he got like P4 in the first race at Base Spa. And yeah, we had more drivers that I speak. Well, Iris was like at the back, as usual. Although he had a good race in Spa as well, he got like P6. I think there was potential for Iris here this season, if I'm not wrong, but then he kind of fell off a bit. And yeah, Skip was really showing like very huge potential as well, but his lag just sort of ruined everything. And more drivers to speak about. Andrews, I think, was certainly more at the back. Apollon had a good fight for the podium in Valencia, but I did ruin his chances a bit, because I managed to save one pit stop with extremely old tires, and I just have to hold off till the end. He had like to catch me, which he never did, but yeah, it was close. Then Fair was like midfield, but maybe more at the back kind of driver. And yeah, that's it. That's what I can say about season 7. I feel like it's a bit dry. I don't exactly enjoy the deliveries of it. Not much. I mean, it was cool seeing Guzos making the F-Shell livery. Kinda liked it. We also started to see more liveries being done outside the game. It was kind of the start. But yeah, some teams were like still using the in-game paint parts. A lot of teams started to just do them outside the game, and yeah, it was interesting to see. But yeah, for me this season I feel like it could have gone better. It was like the middle that really went bad. Like after the first two wins at the start of the season, I had some issues with lagging in Mexico, finished P6. Then in Silverstone was like fine, I got away with Gamer, but I got some lag which just allowed them to get away easily. Then the next race I got screwed up by rain, I have to pit twice. It was France karting, could only finish P4. And like after all the rain bullshit I was down to P10, so yeah, I have to gain a lot of positions just to finish P4 again. It was a bit frustrating. But yeah, then we got the newer tracks and I was quite good at adapting to them. So I had quite an advantage at the start, in the first two races at least. So yeah, then won at Mugello and then in Estoril, my first home race. Not an easy one actually. Pemushas gave me a good fight in those two races. First one though, like in Mugello, I think just a matter of him doing a mistake because he was just taking my slipstream, and yeah, it was just a matter of him doing a mistake, and I immediately got away. Ended up winning by I think 10 seconds or so, but Sobo also helped in that sense because he was doing like some overcuts trying to slow down Pemushas when he had one last pit stop, and yeah, he did slow him down massively. But his strategy didn't exactly work in the end, so Pemushas got second. Estoril was weird, like I started to get away, then Pemushas catches up to me, but then there's like some rain shenanigans, and I think I got some undercut on Pemushas or something, and then I got away, won by like 4 seconds that race. And yeah, did we get like, oh yeah, the first two wins also I could speak about them as well. Like in Spa, it was like with Noms, and Noms' connection was so bad that it caused the whole server to like lag and have a massive like storm. And Noms gets away because of that. I was so annoyed. But then his like started to come back to him, and he gets screwed up by that. Which honestly I think was karma. He was causing those lag issues himself, like to the whole server, because the netcode was like even worse than nowadays. But yeah, so I caught up to him very easily, and then I just got away with the lead, like won by 10 seconds in the end, because I also managed to save one pit stop because of the rain. But I think I would have saved one pit stop either way with the strategy I was doing. I could pretty much extend the tires. Also, this was back when there was no Ghosted Blue Flags. Even though we were using the second game back then, they thought that it was not the best to use Ghosted Blue Flags at first. This like the FIA at the time. Then like in can I say, and yeah, then in second race was on Ring, me and Noms had some blasting pace doing our version of the mocks back then. It wasn't common, but I think in this week we did some like full races, and me and Noms would just slap everyone else in those races. Like our pace was just brutal. And yeah, it's the base of Ring track. And it was great to see my evolution, because that was where I started. It was my first race was there. Now to see myself being a lot better than a lot of the grades, it was great. So yeah, me and Noms had so much pace on that race. And yeah, but we have some Gamer fight, like in the fight as well. Gamer was doing his first race of that season, and he got like, what can I say? Hey, he was actually so he was a bit in the fight as well. At some point, I was undercutted by him as well. Like, oh shit, no, because I knew he was a bit slower, and that was just allowing Noms to get away. But then I don't know what happened. I think I get lucky with Rain actually, because I pitted for Hearts and I was behind Gamer. Then Gamer and Noms pits, then the Rain comes in, or something like that, and yeah, I certainly benefited from the rain. At some point I had to like slow down Noms instead of slipstreaming him. I decided since I'm in the lead, like didn't matter. So I tried to slow him down when I was in the lead, because the main reason was that it's the same as slipstreaming. Like you're just staying with that person, and I didn't want to risk like letting Noms pass it and having him like get away after I make a mistake or something. And yeah, plus lapping drivers all the time made it very confusing. It was a very short track with a huge skill gap, so can't say like how chaotic it was. But yeah, those were the first two races. Then I have my 3 races where things went really bad. Then I win Estoril and Mugello, or Mugello and Estoril, that's the order. Then I think it was Valencia we raced. Shit show of a track. It's not Valencia. It's from Hernani, but it's not the Valencia that you guys know. It's really different. It was like an older version, much smaller, very tight. Walls way too close, and it was very dangerous with cars that were very big. Of course, you were racing with the Formula A cars back then, and it was terrible. A lot of people were closing time trial. The track itself was quite small. And yeah, I was like starting P5, got dropped down to P8, which was really bad. Like track position mattered so much on that track. But yeah, in the end I managed to recover. It was one of those races where you only pit like 3 times and you would actually start to race on hards and do the entire race on hards. That's what I did at least, which in the end allowed me to pass Sopalan, who did 1 extra pit stop, and who also had a very peaceful race that day, and yeah, took off his podium pretty much. Then the next race was, so only 2 rounds to go. Zandvoort, it was a fight between me, Noms, and Sobol. We all just taking like very different strategies. I would sometimes take like softs, hards, and medium like at different times. It was very confusing, but in the end I was like the one ahead. I think Noms and Soba battled a bit, which then allowed me to actually win. And yeah, on that race I secured the title, because Pamushas was the one in second in the middle of all this. Also, France karting, Gamer was like quite fast. He got 4 poles in a row, always finished at the podium, and I think he had a better finish average than me on that season. But in France karting he left because of some shit show with your wrist. Like I think some people were asking Eurist to like stream this race, but then I think Gamer like started when Eurist was still setting up this stream. But and yeah, there was like kind of a huge shit show around that, and Gamer was like, nah, fuck this shit, and we just left. So yeah, then the animator came in, and he was the one then replacing Gamer for LSA. Very convenient replacement, I must say, for the team. And yeah, then so like Gamer disappeared, and yeah, this put Pamushas in like 2nd place for the title, but he missed the race in Valencia. So yeah, then in Zandvoort I could secure the title with the win. I think I needed like be top 5 or something like that. And yeah, then Abu Dhabi with the title already secured. I raced with one of the best liveries that I made, and like a cool, very cool golden livery. Oh my god, it was just Yeah, very golden livery with animator. With the against the animator, like I was racing against him in the end. It was actually a very confusing race. I think I fall down behind the lead pack. I didn't have to like recover. There's a lot of people like battling. There was like Mushes, Anti, I think Cosmo was up there. And yeah, but the big thing that was still to fight was constructors against, like it was between FCR and LSA. But yeah, then LSA ended up winning. But in the end, I think there was like some rain, and I pitted like a lap earlier, got some undercut on the animator, and we have like a battle in the final 2 laps or something. But then he won in the end. But it was like close, like I was getting his slipstream and all of that. But yeah, as you can see, we did a whole 38 lap race, and I was just speaking about season 7. So I guess you guys got some lore here, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I guess that's it. What I can say, I back then in season 7 I won, was a 3 times world champion, and then I had my eyes set for season 8 and trying to beat Kai's record, which implied winning 7 races that season. So yeah. Alright, so hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you next time.